This financial markets update is for October the 28th, 2010. Dow Jones finished slightly lower, only about 12 points though. And the S&P and the Nasdaq actually finished in the positive, not by much, but there were some very, very good trades today compared to earlier in the week and last Friday. There's really been a lot of opportunities presenting themselves between the dollar and treasury notes actually moving again. It's creating a little more volatility into the market. Not much, but anything is better than nothing. Alright, so anyways, we're looking at the Dow Jones right here, and this month we're actually up about 3%. For the last 2 days, the 5-day moving average has turned down. Just some things I'm observing. And on 2 days ago, we tested this 21-day moving average right here at 11,028. We bounced right off of that though, but we couldn't close above Tuesday's high. So Dow Jones hit a high right here. I believe that was on Monday, and of the pre-flash crash high, which was 11,258. So the Dow Jones outperformed the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. Right now, if we continue down, we're going to look for 10,920 to be our level that we approach next. Alright, so we're taking a look at the 1 hour time frame, and the high was actually 11,247 to be more precise. So we're going to we have a short-term downtrend going on right here that we could connect through. But then we still have this rising uptrend, and that's still intact as well. And we're sitting on a key support level at 11,087. The 50, we are below it today with today's sell-off on the open, but it's still ascending. Now, if we get a close below 11,087 tomorrow, the 50 is going to turn down, and then we'll have to be short-term bearish. But right now, I just can't be real bearish, only because every time the market goes down, it gets aggressively bought. And basically, that's been the trade this last week. As soon you pray for the market to go down and then just go in big size on the way up. And what's happening that I've noticed is a lot of stocks are actually having short squeezes, which is causing a buying frenzy, and me and my partners are all over it. So now I'm looking at the SPX, and we finished up about 0.1% today. We still have this rising uptrend, and we still have a short-term downtrend, just like on the other indices. Our key level on the SPX is 1182, and we got to close above that today, so that's bullish. Our 50 is still ascending, and I think that tomorrow there's a possibility that will break out of this downtrend. Now, I'm just hoping that we don't have this light volume like last Friday, because absolutely nothing happened last Friday. The reason I believe that there will be some more volume in the markets tomorrow, and it's either we're going to get a breach of this 1182 level and approach this 1177 and possibly sell below it and get below this downtrend. That's when we turn bearish. But you know, it's the end of the month, and fund managers are going to start dressing up their portfolios, loosening and adding more positions, which should create a little more volume in the markets. If they buy this thing up, we're going to look to break out of this downtrend and approach 1195. Now, the high today was 1189, so as long as we could scoot right on by this 1189, then 1195 will be a blip in. Sorry folks, I just want to let you know about MIPS real quick, because I was just watching Kramer, and in case you guys missed it, this is definitely an interesting prospect company. Now, what they said is they create processors, and they have the #1 market share in digital televisions, digital cameras, and digital Wi-Fi access points. And they killed earnings, just crushed them back here on the 25th. they came out with an IPO. This company's been out for a while. Let me switch to a monthly chart. Actually, I can't pull it all the way up on this chart, but they're gaining market share, and this is a potential buyout company. This thing has been trading like a $40 stock ever since they reported earnings. Let me switch to a smaller time frame. I mean, look at this. So I suppose that there's definitely going to be some activity in the stock for at least the next month. And if we could get up over this 1452 level, then we could see some more upside. Alright guys, so I'm back here looking at the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq is outperforming this month the Dow and the S&P, and it's up almost 6%. We got to close today at 2507, and that's only about one big day off of the pre-flash crash high at 2535, and we still have an ascending 5-day moving average. So short term, with all these tech stocks, even Intel, I'm going to show you guys in a minute, the semiconductor index blew away today. Intel, Microsoft, Akamai, Western Digital, RIM, Cree, even some of these stocks that are missing on earnings are still being bought up. Tech's on fire. And it was very bullish when we held above the May high back here, when we had this little blip pull down. It was minor, and you've had pretty much increasing volume. Let me zoom down here for you over the past 5 trading sessions, even on Friday. So tomorrow it could be a big day for technology. And some of the levels that you need to watch on an intraday time frame would be the 2500 psychological level. Put this on your charts. It really needs to be identified. Now, if we get some heavy buying tomorrow in the markets, I'm not sure that we will, but we have to get over this 2521 level. That's the next resistance level before we approach the May high of 2535. So things are looking good for the Nasdaq, folks, and the 50 still ascending. So until we get a close below 2500, I'm still bullish, and this market should be bought on every single dip. Alright, so now I'm taking a look at the Russell 2000 index. This one is the most powerful because it has the most stocks in it. We had the post-flash crash high 719.70. Now that's going to be the next level as long as the S&P could move up, and the Nasdaq, just like I said, has a little bit to go. 1 or 2 strong days and we're up there. This one needs to start participating. Today we got a descending 5-day moving average, but we can't take that seriously because we're still holding above the 21-day moving average at 695. We're about 5 points off from that. People are praying, all the fund managers are praying for a decline, and the reason is so they could get in right at this June high support level of 677. Now, I'm not counting this out, but right now I really truly think that they're really trying to get all 3 indices back to the May post flash crash highs, at least, or the yearly highs before they bring this thing down. And the Russell looks like it still has a little bit more room to run. On the intraday time frame, we are still holding above the ascending trend line. Alright, so then we have our pivot level at 701. With a close above 701 like we got today, I can only be bearish. Alright, so if we hold above this tomorrow and get a close above 706, which is our next resistance level, mark that on your charts, the 50 is going to ascend, and we're going to turn bullish in the rut and look to take out the 709.71 level, followed by 712. Okay, now we're looking at the SOC semiconductor index, and I can't believe I'm saying it, but we did get up to the July highs yesterday at 371. And the reason is because, remember, everyone was preaching gloom when a couple of the chip makers came out and said that going into Q4 there was going to be slowing demand. that may be the fact. I don't know what's going on here, but everything's just blowing away earnings. 85% of stocks are beating on the top line, and it's pretty simple trading. The stocks that beat on earnings, fund managers are buying. The stocks that miss, they're selling. I don't think it's ever been this easy since 2000 or since after the REITs crisis back in November, and then we had that March low. So looking pretty good, guys. If we get over the July high at 371.04, we're just going to have to start putting higher levels out. 380 will be our next level that we approach. Now we're looking at the Russell Financial Index, and it finished up a little today, but this thing just really can't get going. Alright, so now I'm taking a quick look at the VIX, and we still have this declining trend line along with a declining 50 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. Today we got to close at 1305. That's right there at yesterday's low, and it's a good thing we closed above it today because that's a short-term bullish signal. However, I'm not saying that I'm bullish on the VIX. I'm saying short-term that's a bullish signal. Potentially, if we hold 1305 tomorrow, we could get a move back up and over this 1346. Until we hold above 1346, I am not bullish at all on VIX. Now with a hold above 1346, the 50 will turn around and we'll start looking to take out higher projected levels. But until then, like I said, guys, there's no reason to be bullish on this. Now I'm taking a look at gold futures, and today we got to close up 22 points, or up 90 cents in the after hours. It was a huge rush of buying. Now the 5-day moving average is turned up. This was just people taking profits. When we hit the high at 1388, we approached some major support, and now as you can see, we have higher than average volume once again and looking pretty good. Also, the miners got a huge run up today on GG reporting earnings and crushing it. So let's see, we're looking at this, and the support is going to be at 1339. So as long as we hold 1339 on gold futures, we're going to look to approach this 1350 level again, guys, and then assume our way back up. And I don't know, I mean, everyone's saying that we're going to hit 1500 by years in on gold. I mean, I really can't say I don't agree with it. That's going to have to be a lot of buying, and more countries are going to have to start defaulting. I don't think that's out of the picture. Things are on ice right now. I don't know how elections are going to go. I don't know what's going to happen with the dollar. I don't know what all that selling was about. That's going to be the next thing I look at. Remember, we had that blip at 74.60 in the dollar back on Friday in the after-hour session. Since then, we've regained a little bit, held this 76.82 level, and then we ran up. But today we had a decline, and we finished up around 77.49, down over 1%. If we hold 77.33, I have to start getting bullish on the dollar again. But with a breach of that, and also a close in the next few days, and eventually getting below this 76.82 again, I think that 75.63 is going to start heading down, and we will eventually approach the 74.20. We still have a declining 50, and it's starting to turn back around again. So if we close again tomorrow in the negative, the 50 will wrap around and be a confirmed sell. But looking on the daily time frame, we are in a buy mode consolidation on the dollar. Now that could change at any moment here, and we have this 21 right here as 77.73. So if we hold below that, we're just going to have to start getting bearish again. And another thing to point out, we just made a lower high, so maybe we could look to make a lower low this time, and 75.98 would be a good target. And the last one I'm going to take a look at is crude oil, since this is what every consumer notices the most at the pumps. 87.15 was the high in May, and then we had the decline around. We put in higher high, higher low. These are all the numbers if you want to know them, guys. Then we put a higher low in, another higher high, and then we put in another higher high. We got above the 82.97, which was the level back here in August that we really need to get a close above. right now I think we're just going to consolidate above 80 and probably look for a move. I think 87.15 is going to be taken out by year's end. We should get up to 90 on crude. Have a great night, guys. I'll put out my weekly video tomorrow, and more videos are going to come this weekend taking a look at individual stocks. Good luck trading tomorrow.